Priya Sahodari, Sahodarin Mare, Namaskaram. In fact, we all have heard keynote addresses. So ultimately, I am at loss what to speak. The very author, the very translator, the very conspirator, as they were mentioning, our ambassador, all these intellectual people have already given us what we need to say and what we need to do in coming future. So ultimately, I am at loss. This becomes every time one who speaks last. He is always at the loss what to speak. He had some ideas. Some of them, when there are many speakers, all those points which you have collected in your mind are all blasted by them. So you can understand my position. But I really feel honored when I am here to release the book in Malayalam, and that too of a well-known thinker, writer, and who has studied everything about our heritage, our history, and what is exactly being done here, and that is Rajiv Malhotra ji. I have read this particular book about 4 or 5 years back in English, Breaking India. What does exactly mean to us has already been explained to us. How we are looking, everybody has to purchase a copy and read that book. It has been translated in many languages of our country. And now it is brought here in Malayalam so that we can read these particular facts very easily, understand them. Many things have been here talked and placed before us regarding the book, the author himself. And all these things are just behind our mind. And we just look forward to understand what has been written in the book. What I will call this particular book as is a book of evidences. There are no allegations in this. There are no other things which are said in vaguely. All things which are to be said here, which have been happening in this country and outside country, which affects directly to our culture, heritage and history, that has been evidences put in that particular book. Everybody has spoken about this book, how it has come, the author himself has put forth, how it inspired for him in the years 1990s, how he has developed this, that I should write something. Then what is in that book, that has been also told to us by other speakers. But the question remains, what after the book? We have to read the book, that's okay. Every author of a book, he feels that whatever I have understood, whatever I have inspired from somebody, whatever information that I have gathered after many years of research from the history, from the culture, or from other sources, I have put it in my book. And that is exactly what any author or a writer has to do. He does his job. Now it remains with us to do next. What is that next? That thought has to be given by us. We have to introspect ourselves after reading this book. Oh, I have read a very fantastic, fabulous book written by Rajiv ji. And just I keep it in my cupboard. I forget it. Is it that is expected from us? I don't think Rajiv ji and the Infinity Foundation and the translators, they have this motive in their mind. No, certainly not. What they expect from us, that we have to think and rethink again and again about the evidences that have been placed in this book. I call it as a book of evidence because nothing has been said in vague or just in air. Some allegations have been made and he has kept quiet. It is not so. We must understand why this book has been placed before us. There is some intention by the author that we must learn, we must get educated ourselves, and so that we can march ahead, we can step forward. There are many things, all the things which are being conspired by many people, many agencies, He was mentioning about certain governments, then not he did not say about any named any government, but government, NGOs, and individuals too. All of them are conspiring to break the very heritage of ours, so that what they want to achieve. Somebody was mentioning here about the what economy we are going to be in next few years. That is exactly the concern for many people in the world. They don't want that this particular country, which has got the richest heritage in the globe, should come forward, should guide us, should be the boss of ours. They don't want. We won't never be the boss of anybody, but we can certainly guide the world. That capacity is within us. That capability is with us. But exactly this is the concern for some people in the world and in our country itself. That is how we will have to look at the book, and that is how we will be marching ahead. We will have to rethink ourselves, introspect ourselves. What this particular book has given to us. He has very recently written a book which was mentioned here that should be a concern for all of us. This is exactly the next version of his thoughts and research by Rajivji, who is raising our children. This is a big concern for us. All those breaking India forces, they are behind this. Are we really aware who are raising our children? We send our children to the schools. We understand that they are learning something. Try to understand what they learn in the school and the classrooms. Who are their teachers? How they are guided or misguided? That has to be given a thought. You will certainly be provoked to read this particular book after reading this book. After reading Breaking India, you will be provoked to read the next books. I have also gone through the book Snakes in Ganga. How it affects, he says that it is Breaking India part 2 or something. But it disturbs you. What is happening in our country, who are the people are behind this, that disturbs you, and you will be compelled to think who is raising our children, how they are being taught. In this new book particular also he has given evidences. No vague statements are there. No vague propositions are there. Whatever he has said, he has given evidences. With all international organizations and the national within our country also, who are the people with names and organizations. Wherever we send our children, in the name of sex education, what is being taught to our children? What is being taught? The whole conspiracy of this is destroy India, break India. They want to destroy India. Our ambassador has said it will not be destroyed. That is true also. But we cannot remain ignorant and complacent for this. Cannot remain. We have to act over this. Everything will be happening correct and good. Let us hope for that. But if we are not working for this, then there are the forces which are doing against all these things. They will be working against us. So we cannot remain silent. After reading this book, you will be disturbed and you will be forced to do something. My only intention of this coming for this particular program, which I have already read this book a few years back, is just to tell you people here, my Kerala's friends here, that let us do something for this. Let us not blame anybody else. We are to be blamed now. If at all we are doing nothing, if at all we are keeping ourselves silent, we are to be blamed. Not our next generation, not our young people. They are not to be blamed. We are nurturing. So after all the things are happening, we need to decide what I am going to do towards this. We all have to preserve our heritage. All have to preserve our history, our tradition. All countries, as Rajivji was mentioning, all countries, they try to do this. But what is happening to us? Why there are many people who just stand up and say, no, this culture will not be tolerated here. Why so? This culture is alien to us. Thousands of years we have been nurtured by this particular culture, and that culture, that is in fact a samskara. It is called as a samskar. And that samskar is to be targeted. That is the intention of the people who are working over this concept of breaking India. They want to target this and they want to destroy our culture, our thinking, our thought process. Mind you, my dear friends, we have to be very careful. We have to get ourselves aware of what is happening around us. And we cannot remain, as I said, cannot remain silent to this. I just will not say, okay, it was really a good book written by Rajivji. We wish him all the best for next book. And we keep that book there and we just sit there having a cup of coffee. No, sir. This will not help us. You should get involved in it. How are you getting involved is up to you. We must do something for this. It is my responsibility. It is not others' responsibility. I have to do this. And that if I am not getting involved in this, the facts which have been placed before us, I just keep myself ignorant of that. I keep them aloof. Who is going to preserve my heritage, my country, my Sanatana Dharma, my tradition? Who is going to preserve this? The onus is on us, my dear friends. We have to do it. We have to do it. We cannot run away from our responsibility and cannot blame our next generation. Cannot blame. They will be asking us question next time, our young children. They will be asking, Father, tell me, what have you done for us to preserve our culture, our heritage? Many, I was just reading one book. I will not name that. But how they got converted because they were blaming the young girls. I read 2 books about this, their story of conversion. And they mention particularly their very actions or the very atmosphere in their houses and families was not giving them any inputs, not telling about the Sanatana Dharma, our parampara and culture and tradition. It is our responsibility now to tell our children, to teach them. If we are not doing this, we are doing a great disservice to our country. That disservice should not be done by us. And that is exactly what this particular book has brought before us. It is igniting our hearts and minds. It tells us how to work now, what to do now. Rajuji has done all research for many years. And he has put forth a book before us with evidences. Now we have to work. That is what the message we have to give today. And we cannot blame others. Please don't do that. Because of that, this has happened. No, because of me, this has happened. That is what the onus lies on me. I have to do this. I think this particular function gives us this message. Otherwise, I would have not come here because I met Rajuji today morning also. But I wanted to share my views on this particular subject because we cannot run away. We cannot shred our hands and say, oh yes, no, nothing. I am responsible for everything that will be happening next. If we want to preserve our culture, tradition, Sanatana, and all our history, and all that we want after about few years, our country to be a Vikasita Bharat, we have to work today. We have to work and nobody else. That is the message what this particular book, and that is the message what Rajivji and his translators are giving, and that is the message this function has given. Nanni Bharat Mata Ki.